In these sessions, they're not just pushing the car's limits, but their own too. Testing their mettle, seeing how far they can go before the big dance.
Exactly. It's a mental game as much as a physical one. Balancing aggression with precision, daring with data. It's an art and a science.
K11 is on the outlap, not just warming up the tires, but also warming up their instincts, getting that racer's intuition dialed in.
True that. They're getting the feel of the track, the car, the conditions. It's all about setting the stage for what's to come.
There's the first flying lap for Puppy Dog from Hell, hitting 12:43.246. It's a start, but they'll be looking to iron out those kinks as they get more laps under their belt.
Right on, Rob. It's early in the session, so there's plenty of time to experiment and find those extra tenths of a second.
Look at Ancient Volvo taking it nice and easy, a smart move. Like a chess player contemplating the opening move, they're planning several steps ahead.
Spot on. They're mentally mapping each corner, each straight. It's not just about the car, it's about strategy and foresight.
Raimo Pedersen is really opening up the taps now, their first flyer of the session. This is where we start to see what Nissan Micra K11 Cup has got under the hood.
That's right, Rob. They're shaking off the cobwebs and really starting to push. It's all about finding that sweet spot between speed and control on the circuit.
Watch as K11 takes it nice and easy on this outlap. It's not just about warming up the tires, it's about getting into that mental pit lane, tuning into the race mindset.
For sure, Rob. They're calibrating everything: the brakes, the steering, the throttle response. It's a crucial part of laying down the groundwork for a successful practice session.
Superman is getting to grips with the Nissan Micra K11 Cup in this practice session. Look at Ancient Volvo go, they're really giving it some jandal now. The first flyer is always a bit of a reconnaissance mission, a mix of caution and raw pace.
You bet, Rob. They're mapping out the track, feeling out the grip levels, and getting a sense of how the car's performing today. It's a crucial lap for building confidence.
Mate, these drivers aren't just burning rubber for the fun of it. They're chasing the ghost, that perfect lap that's always just out of reach.
Absolutely. Back in my racing days, I used to call it chasing the dragon. It's that feeling when you know there's still a little more in the tank, a fraction of a second to be found.
Hey Hal, you reckon these drivers ever get tired of going round and round during practice?
Well, Rob, repetition is the key. Every lap gives you data, insights, and an edge over the competition.
Our guys on the outlap, getting a taste of the tarmac. It's like sniffing the cork before a good wine. First impressions matter.
Exactly. They're assessing the grip, the balance, the whole shebang. You can learn a lot in these quiet moments before the throttle really opens up.
Chris Ilduke is on the outlap, not just warming up the tires, but also warming up their instincts, getting that racer's intuition dialed in.
True that. They're getting the feel of the track, the car, the conditions. It's all about setting the stage for what's to come.
Alright, Raimo Pedersen has put down a 2:118. It's a decent benchmark, but I reckon there's more juice to squeeze out of that Nissan Micra K11 Cup.
For sure, Rob, it's early days. They're just starting to sync up with the track. We'll likely see those times tumble as they dial in.
Look at Chris Ilduke taking it nice and easy, a smart move. Like a chess player contemplating the opening move, they're planning several steps ahead.
Spot on. They're mentally mapping each corner, each straight. It's not just about the car, it's about strategy and foresight.
Superman's first serious lap is in the books with a time of 1:59.304. Good effort, but I'm expecting them to really push the envelope in the next few laps.
Yeah, it's about building that momentum, Rob. Fine-tuning their approach with each turn, each lap, getting more out of the car and themselves.
Ancient Volvo posted 1:59.690 on their last lap. How will they do on this one? Superman posted a 1:58.971 on their last lap. How will they do on this one? Ancient Volvo's first flyer is a solid start, clocking in at 1:59.690. They're getting a feel for the track, but there's room to shave off a few more seconds.
Absolutely, Rob. It's all about finding those little tweaks, adjusting the line here, braking a tad later there. Every lap is a learning curve.
You know, mate, watching these practice sessions, you'd think the driver just jumps in and goes. But there's a heck of a lot more to it. Starting with that aero package, the balance between drag and downforce.
Oh, for sure. You tweak the front wing just a smidge, and you could have a totally different beast on your hands. Depending on the track, They might want more downforce for those tight corners or reduce it for the long straights to maximize speed.
So, for those tuning in and wondering what's the go with these practice sessions, well, it ain't just about flexing their engines. It's about synergy, mate. Getting the driver, the car, and the track to sing in harmony.
Couldn't have put it better. We liken it to rehearsing a dance. Every step, every turn must be practiced until it's second nature on the big stage.
Watch as Runnerum Tunedin takes it nice and easy on this outlap. It's not just about warming up the tires, it's about getting into that mental pit lane, tuning into the race mindset.
For sure, Rob, they're calibrating everything, the brakes, the steering, the throttle response. It's a crucial part of laying down the groundwork for a successful practice session.
Superman has a best lap time of 1:58.718. Watch as Chris Duke takes it nice and easy on this outlap. It's not just about warming up the tires, it's about getting into that mental pit lane, tuning into the race mindset.
For sure, Rob, they're calibrating everything, the brakes, the steering, the throttle response. It's a crucial part of laying down the groundwork for a successful practice session.
Mr. Bang's on the outlap, getting a taste of the tarmac. It's like sniffing the cork before a good wine, first impressions matter.
Exactly. They're assessing the grip, the balance, the whole shebang. You can learn a lot in these quiet moments before the throttle really opens up.
Chris Duke is not hanging about, straight into the thick of it on this first flying lap. They're getting a real taste of the Nissan Micra K11 Cup's capabilities.
Absolutely. It's about understanding the limits early on. You'll see them experimenting with braking points and turn-in speeds, all while keeping an eye on those tire temps.
Our guy is on their first practice flying lap. Runnerum Tunedin's on the outlap, getting a taste of the tarmac. It's like sniffing the cork before a good wine, first impressions matter.
Exactly. They're assessing the grip, the balance, the whole shebang. You can learn a lot in these quiet moments before the throttle really opens up.
Raimo Pedersen has a best lap time of 1:59.248. You know, mate, some folks wonder why these drivers spend so much time in practice. But it's just like prepping a barbie, you gotta get it right before the big show.
Exactly. Rob, practice makes perfect, and in racing, perfect can be the difference between pole position and the back of the grid.
There's the first flying lap for our guy, hitting 203.120. It's a start, but they'll be looking to iron out those kinks as they get more laps under their belt.
Right on, Rob. It's early in the session, so there's plenty of time to experiment and find those extra tenths of a second.
With just 19 minutes left before we move to qualification, there is not long left for these drivers to finish their preparations. Chris Ilduke is getting to grips with the Nissan Micra K11 Cup in this practice session. Superman posted 159.260 on their last lap. How will they do on this one? Watch as Mr. Bang takes it nice and easy on this out lap. It's not just about warming up the tires, it's about getting into that mental pit lane, tuning into the race mindset.
For sure, Rob. They're calibrating everything: the brakes, the steering, the throttle response. It's a crucial part of laying down the groundwork for a successful practice session.
Watch as YOV takes it nice and easy on this out lap. It's not just about warming up the tires, it's about getting into that mental pit lane, tuning into the race mindset.
For sure, Rob. They're calibrating everything: the brakes, the steering, the throttle response. It's a crucial part of laying down the groundwork for a successful practice session.
Raimo Pedersen posted a 159.282 on their last lap. How will they do on this one? Chris Ilduke is really opening up the taps now, their first flyer of the session. This is where we start to see what Nissan Micra K11 Cup has got under the hood.
That's right, Rob. They're shaking off the cobwebs and really starting to push. It's all about finding that sweet spot between speed and control on the circuit.
Ancient Volvo's first flyer is a solid start, clocking in at 159.926. They're getting a feel for the track, but there's room to shave off a few more seconds.
Absolutely, Rob. It's all about finding those little tweaks, adjusting the line here, braking a tad later there. Every lap is a learning curve.
Alright, Superman has put down a 203.841. It's a decent benchmark, but I reckon there's more juice to squeeze out of that Nissan Micra K11 Cup.
For sure, Rob. It's early days. They're just starting to sync up with the track. We'll likely see those times tumble as they dial in.
Let's talk rubber. Tire pressures ain't just about pumping them up and hitting the road. It's like a fine art.
Couldn't have said it better. Tire pressures can dramatically impact the contact patch, the actual bit of tire touching the tarmac. Too high and you lose temperature and grip. Too low, and you risk overheating, uneven wear, or even a blowout. Each tire will have its own sweet spot where they grip best.
It's a bit like looking for water in the outback. These drivers are searching for that sweet rhythm where everything just clicks.
Spot on. It's that elusive flow state. When everything syncs up, the car, the track, the driver, that's when magic happens.
Chris Duke is really opening up the taps now, their first flyer of the session. This is where we start to see what Nissan Micra K11 Cup has got under the hood.
That's right, Rob. They're shaking off the cobwebs and really starting to push. It's all about finding that sweet spot between speed and control on the circuit.
Puppy Dog from Hell has a best lap time of 2:04.199. There's the first flying lap for Chris Duke, hitting 5:00.239. It's a start, but they'll be looking to iron out those kinks as they get more laps under their belt.
Right on, Rob. It's early in the session, so there's plenty of time to experiment and find those extra tenths of a second.
Superman has a best lap time of 1:58.551. With just 12 minutes left before we move to qualification, there is not long left for these drivers to finish their preparations. Our guy posted a 7:42.446 on their last lap. How will they do on this one? Chris Duke's first flyer is a solid start, clocking in at 2:09.720. They're getting a feel for the track, but there's room to shave off a few more seconds.
Absolutely, Rob. It's all about finding those little tweaks, adjusting the line here, braking a tad later there. Every lap is a learning curve.
Mate, sometimes I reckon the pit wall looks like they're controlling a spaceship with all those dials and knobs.
You're not wrong. Each of those adjustments, from brake bias to differential settings, has a profound effect on car behavior. It's like tuning a guitar, but instead of strings, you're tweaking mechanical symphonies to get the car singing just right on the track.
It's all about finding that sweet spot during these sessions. Like tuning a didgeridoo, but way faster.
Haha, and a lot noisier. But you're right. In Indy, we fine-tune until it feels just right. Every lap here is a step towards perfection.
Alright, Superman has put down a 159.318. It's a decent benchmark, but I reckon there's more juice to squeeze out of that Nissan Micra K11 Cup.
For sure, Rob, it's early days. They're just starting to sync up with the track. We'll likely see those times tumble as they dial in.
Runnerum Tuniton posted 201.100 on their last lap. How will they do on this one? There's the first flying lap for Raimo Pedersen, hitting 159.185. It's a start, but they'll be looking to iron out those kinks as they get more laps under their belt.
Right on. It's early in the session, so there's plenty of time to experiment and find those extra tenths of a second.
Raimo Pedersen is on their outlap.
This is the moment.
Raimo Pedersen has completed their outlap. A solid performance from Raimo Pedersen as they currently hold position 2. However, with the session coming to a close, they'll need to find that extra bit of speed if they want to move up the grid. A strong showing from Chris Ilduke as they currently sit in 5th. With the session drawing to a close, they'll need to dig deep and find that extra burst of speed to improve. Mr. Bang has put in a great effort and currently holds 4th. With the session winding down, can they unleash their full potential and improve their starting position? A solid qualifying performance by Puppy Dog from Hell, positioning them in 7th at the moment. The question now is whether they can make further progress and challenge the frontrunners. And there goes our guy, currently in position 8. They've shown great skill and consistency so far, but with a few minutes left, there's still time to improve their result. What a performance from Ancient Volvo. They currently occupy 9th on the grid. Can they maintain this strong position and secure a favourable starting spot?
Absolutely, Rob. Ancient Volvo has shown great potential to secure 9th. It's now a matter of channeling that momentum into a strong performance during the race.
Currently in 7th, Chris Ilduke has displayed promising speed during the qualifying session. The real test lies in whether they can convert this performance into a higher grid position. An outstanding display from Superman in this qualification session. They have been on fire, putting in blistering lap times and currently sitting at the top of the leaderboard. It's a statement performance, showcasing their speed and determination. Superman has completed their outlap. There are just over 10 minutes left in this qualification session. Yoff has completed their outlap. There are just over 10 minutes left in this qualification session. Mr. Bang has completed their outlap. It's an impressive showing by YOV, currently in 5th. They've showcased their talent, but will they be able to find those crucial extra tenths of a second to climb higher? Impressive work from Raimo Pedersen, who has claimed second on the grid. Now, the focus is on maintaining their composure and pushing for an even better starting position.
You're absolutely right, Rob. Raimo Pedersen's current position of second reflects their strong qualifying performance. Now, they'll need to strategize and capitalize on this starting position.
Raimo Pedersen has completed their first flying lap in 1:58.360. A solid performance from YOV, as they currently hold position 6. However, with the session coming to a close, they'll need to find that extra bit of speed if they want to move up the grid. Yoff has completed their outlap. A strong showing from Argai as they currently sit in 8th. With the session drawing to a close, they'll need to dig deep and find that extra burst of speed to improve. Impressive display by Mr. Bang, currently sitting in position 6. They've set a competitive time, but the question remains whether they can push even harder to secure a better starting position. Mr. Bang has just completed that lap in 2:08.895. Their best lap so far is 2:08.895, putting them in P6. Will they be able to hold on to that spot? A solid qualifying performance by Argai, positioning them in 8th at the moment. The question now is whether they can make further progress and challenge the frontrunners. Argai has completed their outlap. Incredible drive by Chris Duke so far, earning him 9th on the grid. However, the competition is fierce. Will they be able to find that extra edge to move up? Chris Duke has completed their outlap. What a performance from Runnerum Tuniden. They currently occupy 4th on the grid. Can they maintain this strong position and secure a favourable starting spot? Yoff has put in a great effort and currently holds 6th. With the session winding down, can they unleash their full potential and improve their starting position? Yoff has just completed a lap in 2:00.365. Let's see if they can improve on the time further. Ancient Volvo has secured a respectable 3rd in the qualifying session. Can they capitalise on this position and use it as a launching pad for a stronger race performance? Ancient Volvos really showing what they're made of, landing in third during this nail-biting session.
Absolutely, Rob. It's all about precision and nerve in qualifying. Every millisecond can make a difference on the grid. Let's see if they can squeeze out even more speed.
Our guy has completed their outlap. There are just over 5 minutes left in this qualification session. Chris Ilduke has completed their outlap. And there goes runner Tuniton, currently in position 5. They've shown great skill and consistency so far, but with a few minutes left, there's still time to improve their result. Currently in 7th, Mr. Bang has displayed promising speed during the qualifying session. The real test lies in whether they can convert this performance into a higher grid position.
You hit the nail on the head, Rob. Mr. Bang's current position of 7th is a testament to their skill and determination. Now, they must stay sharp to make the most of this opportunity.
A solid performance from runner Tuniton as they currently hold position 5. However, with the session coming to a close, they'll need to find that extra bit of speed if they want to move up the grid. It's a stellar performance from runner Tuniton, clinching 4th.
They're in a great spot, Rob, but in qualifying, complacency can be your worst enemy. They need to keep pushing the limits while staying cool under pressure. Every fraction of a second counts. I am sure they can find a little extra in there.
A strong showing from Mr. Bang as they currently sit in 7th. With the session drawing to a close, they'll need to dig deep and find that extra burst of speed to improve.
Absolutely, Rob. Mr. Bang has put in a remarkable effort to secure 7th. The competition
Superman will be happy having put themselves into 1st in this qualifying session.
It may be difficult for them to improve further on that. Sometimes trying too hard makes you slower. They need to drive smooth and smart.
Incredible performance by Superman so far. They have been the benchmark in this qualification session, consistently setting fast lap times and securing the top spot. It's a commanding position for them, and their rivals will be chasing their tail.
Spot-on analysis, Rob. Superman is currently in a dominant position, setting the standard for their rivals. Their consistent and impressive performance is setting them up for a strong starting position.
Impressive display by Mr. Bang, currently sitting in position 7. They've set a competitive time, but the question remains whether they can push even harder to secure a better starting position.
Couldn't agree more, Rob. Mr. Bang has positioned themselves impressively in 7th.
Looks like our guy is making a statement, securing a spot in 4th.
Yep, Rob, but there's always room for improvement. Smooth, consistent laps might just be the key to climbing even higher before this session wraps up. Every fraction of a second counts. I am sure they can find a little extra in there.
Chris Ilduke has positioned themselves well in 9th during qualifying. The challenge now is to assess their competitors and strategize how to move up the order for a better race start. It's an impressive showing by Janusz, currently in 10th. They've showcased their talent, but will they be able to find those crucial extra tenths of a second to climb higher? Our guy has put in a great effort and currently holds fourth. With the session winding down, can they unleash their full potential and improve their starting position?
Great analysis, Rob. Our guy has shown excellent pace to secure fourth. Now, the focus shifts to whether they can use their track position to their advantage in the race.
Incredible drive by Janusz so far, earning them 10th on the grid. However, the competition is fierce. Will they be able to find that extra edge to move up?
You're spot on, Rob. Janusz's current position of 10th is a testament to their skills and determination. Now, they face the challenge of maintaining their position against hungry rivals.
And there goes Chris Ilduke, currently in position 7. They've shown great skill and consistency so far, but with a few minutes left, there's still time to improve their result.
Spot on analysis, Rob. Chris Ilduke has positioned themselves well in 7th. It's now crucial for them to maintain their focus and defend their position in the upcoming race.
It's an impressive showing by Superman in qualifying. They have set the bar high, leading the way with their exceptional performance. It's a fantastic position to be in, and they will be looking to convert it into a strong race result. A solid qualifying performance by Chris Ilduke, positioning them in 7th at the moment. The question now is whether they can make further progress and challenge the frontrunners. A solid performance from Chris Ilduke as they currently hold position 7. However, with the session coming to a close, they'll need to find that extra bit of speed if they want to move up the grid.
I completely agree, Rob. Chris Ilduke has positioned themselves impressively in 7th. However, it's crucial for them to keep pushing to potentially improve their starting position.
Starting from the 10th position, Janusz will need to navigate through the field to challenge for the win.
They'll be looking for a clean race.
Starting in pole position gives Superman a clear advantage over the rest of the field. Raimo Pedersen will look to make a splash from the 2nd position on the starting grid.
Big things expected for Raimo Pedersen today.
On the 3rd grid slot we have Ancient Volvo. Green's out, we're in for a blinder. Who's gonna snag that front spot?
This is where the real racecraft comes into play. The drivers will be looking for any opportunity to make a move and gain an advantage.
It's all about finding those gaps and making the most of them, especially in these early stages of the race.
And with so many talented drivers on the grid, you know we're going to see some incredible overtakes here in the first sector.
It's not just about making a move, it's about doing it cleanly and without causing any incidents. The pressure is on whilst the field is bunched. Who can keep their cool and take advantage? The drivers are jockeying for position. Ancient Volvo will be looking to get off to a good start and consolidate their position. You know, they say, steady as she goes, and that's exactly what Superman's doing. Holding on to one, maybe they've got a trick or two up their sleeve for later. It's brilliant to see such a full grid here today. Runner Uniton's falling behind Ancient Volvo at a rate of knots. They're going to need some serious pedal power to close that gap.
Did we just witness a gambit?
It seems Runner Uniton is recalibrating, now at 6th.
Hold the horses. Looks like Runner Unitans decided to give the rest a fighting chance, slidden down a tad.
The fans are on the edge of their seats. It doesn't get any closer than this.
Mate, if I had $1 for every time Runner Uniten looked like overtaken, I'd be sipping mojitos on a beach right now.
Whoa there, Ancient Volvo is sticking to YOV. Like glue. You reckon Yovi's feeling the pressure? 'Cause I sure would.
That's right, Rob. The pressure is palpable. The fans are on the edge of their seats, waiting to see who will come out on top in this epic showdown.
Chris Duke's more lost out there than I was after a night at the Gold Coast. And at least I woke up with a kebab in hand. Gee whiz, Superman is breathing down Raimo Pedersen's neck. Wouldn't want to be in Raimo Pedersen's rearview mirror right now. It's getting crowded. Things are getting spicy as Ancient Volvo is breathing down Yovi's neck. The gap? Mate, you couldn't slide a credit card between them. It's neck and neck, the closest battle we've seen in a while. Janusz is placed 7th at the moment. They are hoping to keep their distance ahead of Puppy Dog from Hell, who is 2.1 seconds behind. This is a tough break for Janusz. They've just lost P7 to Puppy Dog from Hell and they have their work cut out for them now. Watching the drivers handle their cars is like watching a croc handler at a wildlife show. There's a finesse to it. But one wrong move and you're in a world of hurt.
Oh, for sure. It's like trying to rope a bull in a rodeo. It looks easy from the stands, but up close, it's all about skill, timing, and knowing when it's about to let go.
The tension is palpable. Who will come out on top in this epic showdown?
If Ancient Volvo gets any closer to YOV, they'll need to start sending out wedding invitations.
The gap between Runner Uniton and Ancient Volvo is razor thin as they vie for 4th in this nail-biting contest. The gap between Superman and Puppy Dog from Hell is not insurmountable, but it's going to take a mistake from Superman to bring Puppy Dog from Hell into play. Struth, Superman's driving like they've stolen it, putting some serious distance between themselves and Puppy Dog from Hell. Is there anything left in Puppy Dog from Hell's tank? Mate, Superman's really giving it a burl out there, ripping it up like a croc in a waterhole.
I tell ya, I haven't seen that kind of ferocity since my days at Indy. But you Aussies, always gotta bring up the wildlife, huh?
Buckle, hold up a mo, Janush's duffed it up. They're gonna need more than a coldie to forget that one.
It's a real shame. Until this point in the race, they'd been looking at a decent result.
This is where legends are made. Which driver will rise to the occasion and claim victory? Alright, hold your horses. Janush is really putting the heat on Mr. Bang. If I were Mr. Bang, I'd be checking those mirrors non-stop. Runnerum Tuniton wants to find a way round YOV. It's pedal to the metal for Runnerum Tuniton, while Yovi's still flipping through the radio channels. Breaking update. Looks like our guy tried the old dingo stole my race line trick. A tad too clever by half.
Whoa Nelly, looks like our guy's been watching too much NASCAR, trying to drift on an F1 circuit.
It's a game of inches now as Runnerum Tuniton tails ancient Volvo closely, ready to capitalize on any mistake.
Should things go awry, Runnerum and an ancient Volvo might find themselves giving a whole new meaning to the term tandem drifting.
Breaking alert. This is a disaster for our guy in the Nissan Micra K11 Cup coming into the pits and isn't going to do much to improve their chances in this race. The intensity is off the charts as Runnerum Tuniton hounds ancient Volvo, both drivers pushing themselves to the absolute limit. Sweet as, Runnerum Tuniton's pushing pedals harder than a dingo chasing down dinner. What a lap.
Things are hotting up now, Rob, and it'll be interesting to see if they can improve further on that time.
It's a great day, and the tarmac's heating up, and these tyres are getting a proper workout.
Speaking of which, tire management is such an underrated skill. Knowing when to push hard and when to conserve, it's like a strategic dance out there on the asphalt.
Hold on to your hats. Janush is gunning for Mr. Bang. Reckon we might see some cheeky moves on the next bend?
Remember that time Janusz made that audacious move on the last lap? Feels like deja vu, doesn't it, Rob?
Sometimes, I feel the strategy behind these races is deeper than a conversation at 3 a.m. in an outback pub.
You're telling me, it's like planning a family reunion in a small southern town. You've got to consider who's coming, who's feuding, and who's gonna cause a ruckus. Then prepare for it all to change in a heartbeat.
Breaking news, folks. Big gains for Janusz as they move up the field, leaving Mr. Bang behind.
If this were chess, I'd say Janusz just put Mr. Bang in check. Brilliant move.
It's hotter out there than an Aussie summer day, mate. Reckon Runnerum Tuniton can catch some shade behind ancient Volvo? F.
Shade? Here, we call that drafting. Let's see if they can stay cool and make a move. If not, there's always the AC in the pit. In this high-speed game of chess, it's all about strategy. Who'll make the next move?
The pressure is on for Mr. Bang as they try to catch up to Janusz. Mr. Bang has got their head down now, working those exits and apexes and setting their best lap time so far with a 2 minutes. It's a battle of wills out there, with our guy trying to outsmart and outmaneuver Superman. The gap is slowly closing, but time is running out. Will we see a dramatic finish to this race?
I've seen funeral processions move faster than our guy right now. Come to think of it, at least they've got a destination in mind.
Our guy is trying their best, but can't seem to find the pace to keep up with Superman at the moment. I've seen kangaroos jump less than the sparks between Mr. Bang and Janusz. It's almost like a Saturday night date, but with a lot more rubber burning.
In the theater of speed, this is the climax. Every move is a headline, every overtake a potential plot twist.
This chase is as intense as a cricket match during the Ashes.
Cricket? I thought that was just a noisy bug. But seriously, it's like Game 7 of the World Series here.
By crikey, Janusz's lap time is like a cold beer on a hot day, absolutely smashing. Puppy dog from hell, you need a moment to recover? Oh, this is getting intense. Runnerum Tuniton is just a few car lengths behind Ancient Volvo.
One important aspect here is choosing the right braking points. Runnerum needs to be precise to avoid overshooting and losing valuable time.
Runnerum Tuniton is on a charge. Their split time shows they have upped their pace. Oh, this is getting intense. Janusz is just behind Puppy Dog from Hell.
With Janusz on the hunt, Puppy Dog from Hell better not blink. Every split second counts in this tango.
Did you blink? Because Janusz just laid down a scorcher of a lap. Even my ex never left that fast. As we enjoy seeing these titans of the track battle it out, let's not forget about the pit crews. Those guys and girls are like a well-oiled machine themselves.
Absolutely. They're the unsung heroes of the racing world. But you know what they say, behind every great driver is an even greater pit crew.
Would ya look at that gap? Yovi's got a better chance of finding a sober Aussie on Australia Day. But hey, we love an underdog. Go get them, Tiger. Yovi's giving it a red-hot go, but can't seem to muster the pace to keep up with Superman. It's like chasing a roo on a motorbike. No room for error here. Janusz is breathing down the neck of Puppy Dog from Hell, waiting for the perfect chance to make their move. In a race where seconds count, Chris Ilduke is counting on less of them between themselves and Mr. Bang. Much like I'm counting on less seconds until lunchtime. Fair dinkum, Chris Ilduke is getting a wriggle on. The gap to Mr. Bang is now down to a whisker at 99.3 seconds.
Now, ain't that something? Chris Ilduke is right on it. Just needs to keep the pedal to the metal to tailgate Mr. Bang.
The drivers have been working hard to come up with the perfect race strategy. They've been looking at the weather. Hold up a mo. Chris Ilduke is in the pits. The chase music's playing in Superman's head as they reel in Runnerum Tuniton, moment by nail-biting moment. It looks like Janusz is in control. They're ahead of Puppy Dog from Hell by over a second, and it doesn't look like they're going to be challenged anytime soon. In the grand chessboard of racing, Janusz appears to have just been checked. Now stationed at 9th.
Such position changes can be deceptive. It might look like a setback for Janusz, but seasoned viewers know better. The race is far from over.
Alright, lads and ladies, it's crunch time. Superman is sniffing around Runner and Tuniton like a dog with a bone, and it looks like they might just take a bite out of third.
You know, Rob, I wouldn't put—
Sorry to interrupt here, but, whoops, Yovi's taken more spins than a dead or alive record. Now, that's what I'm talking about. Runner and Tuniton is proper nipping at Superman's heels. Are they thinking of making a lunge? Only time will tell.
At this rate, Runner Etunaton and Superman are so close, they could share a cup of tea and a biscuit.
Struth, Mr. Bang's having a real dog's breakfast of a moment.
Sweet cornbread. Mr. Bang must have thought there's a Walmart sale off the track the way they went off.
There's no escape now. Runner and Tuniton is breathing fire and has locked onto Superman's tail. It's not coming up roses for Runner and Tuniton. They're trailing Superman and the gap's on the rise. They don't seem to have a response. It's like bringing a knife to a gunfight. It's a classic case of chasing down the car ahead for Janusz, who is currently in P8. But Puppy Dog from Hell is not making it easy, and the gap remains over a second. This will require some expert driving from Janusz. You reckon Mr. Bang saw a spider in the cockpit? 'Cause they're running away from the front like it's Huntsman Central.
Sweet mercy, Mr. Bang's lagging like my grandma's old computer. Might be time to reboot, or at least pour some coffee into the gas tank.
You ever ponder how these drivers manage the heat, especially in the tight cockpit? It's hotter than a ruse pouch in midday sun.
Eh? Ruse what? I mean, yeah, it's gotta be like driving in Arizona with the heater on, right?
The gap between our guy and YOV may be wide, but that doesn't mean our guy is safe. They have to keep their concentration and avoid any lapses in performance.
I've seen kangaroos that close the gap quicker in the bush than YOV is doing now. They've got their work cut out for them.
Oh no, hell, look at this. YOV is closing in on our guy. The gap is now just 4.7 seconds.
R. Guy better find a way to step on the gas or else YOV will be whizzing past before you can say, checkered flag.
If Janusz goes any slower, they'll join me in my failed dreams collection. Front row seats available. The gap between Janusz and Puppy Dog from Hell is widening. It's now up to 9.3 seconds. This is where the skill and experience of the drivers really come into play. Mr. Bang will need to stay focused and keep pushing, even when the gap seems insurmountable. It's not over until the checkered flag drops.
I agree. Mr. Bang is putting in the effort. Sort of like me at karaoke night. Not sure about the results, but full points for enthusiasm.
It may seem like YOV is far behind, but our guy can't afford to let their guard down. One mistake could give YOV an opening to catch up.
Absolutely. And on the other side of the equation, YOV can't afford to let up. They have to drive with intensity and focus, and wait for any opportunity to arise.
Yoff is on a mission, chasing our guy who's desperately trying to stay ahead. It's not looking good for YOV. They are still behind our guy and the gap is increasing. They are gonna need to dig a bit deeper to turn this around. The leader has done it. What an incredible performance from Raimo Pedersen, who is simply untouchable today. This is a race that will go down in the history books. A nail-biting finish, but Ancient Volvo claimed second place. What a race from Superman. They kept their cool and secured a well-earned third place on the podium. Runnerum Tuniton in fourth. Our guy end in fifth. Yoff claimed sixth. In seventh, it's Puppy Dog from Hell. Eighth is Janusz. Followed by Mr. Bang in ninth. Breaking update, Mr. Bang is pitting. Starting from pole position is a great opportunity for Raimo Pedersen to take control of the race.
But they can't count their chickens before they hatch. There is a long way to go.
Ancient Volvo has qualified second. Superman is going to be starting from third.
But they're going to have to be quick out of the blocks if they want to keep up with the top performers.
And they're off, with drivers now facing the unpredictability of the opening lap. With so many cars close together, the risk of an early accident is real.
It's pedal to the metal, but with finesse. It's a wild dance out there, and these drivers better be light on their feet or they'll find themselves out of step.
All the drivers will be trying to take advantage of the pack whilst they're still bunched up. As we watch the drivers fight it out in the first lap, I can already feel that this is going to be an epic race. There's some intense battling throughout the field as everyone is looking to get off to a good start. Settling into a rhythm is going to be crucial here. This is going to be one hell of a race, I can already feel it. Quiet, steady, reliable. That's Puppy Dog from Hell's game today. No drama, just some good old-fashioned racing.
Consistency is key in racing. Puppy Dog from Hell just needs to keep doing what they're doing and wait for opportunities to present themselves.
This is what it's all about, folks. Superman is in hot pursuit of Raimo Pedersen, who's just trying to stay ahead.
And it's not just about skill and talent. It's about who has the nerves of steel to handle the pressure and make the right decisions at the right time.
Whoa, Mr. Bang is coming in hot. I don't know if it's the red mist or if they have just missed their braking point. Looks like Mr. Bang's letting others have their 15 seconds of fame. Now strolling at 10th.
Racing's an art and sometimes the canvas changes mid-stroke. Mr. Bang's shift will add to the intrigue of today's story.
Hold on to your hats, folks. Superman is right on the heels of Raimo Pedersen, and we're in for a wild ride. It's not going to plan for Superman. They are still behind Raimo Pedersen and the gap is increasing. I don't think they have an answer for this right now. Stone the Crows. Ancient Volvo's in third, but if I know them, Superman's gonna cop an Aussie-style sneak attack real soon. Racing isn't always about the flash and dazzle, and Ancient Volvo proves it. Smooth as silk and holding fort right where they are.
And that's what separates the pros from the rookies. Ancient Volvo knows when to push and when to play it safe. It's a dance, and they've got the rhythm.
Alright, I've got to ask, ever tried Vegemite?
Tried it once. Reminded me of NASCAR rubber mixed with axle grease. But hey, to each their own.
We got a close battle as Superman closes in on Raimo Pedersen. I swear, Superman's on the prowl, making that leap to first look as easy as a Sunday Arvo barbecue. It's a battle of wills out there, each driver trying to outsmart and outmaneuver the other. Great driving from our guy, who has just hold on a moment. Oof, Mr. Bang misjudged that corner like I misjudged my last relationship. Too fast, too soon.
That maneuver from Mr. Bang? Just like my attempt at DIY car mods. Ambitious, but not quite right.
It's like watching two predators circling each other, waiting for the perfect moment to pounce. Runner Tuniton is running third. They are trying to catch Ancient Volvo.
Every twist, every turn, it's like a tango at 200 miles per hour. Who'll take the lead?
Wow, Raimo Pedersen is really pushing hard to catch up to our guy. There's blood in the water for fourth place.
If things go wrong between Raimo Pedersen and our guy, they could be exchanging more than just paint, like maybe a strongly worded post-race chat.
The action is non-stop as our guy shadows Raimo Pedersen through every twist and turn, determined to claim fourth. Our guy could be on a charge here. How they have just put in a quicker lap than Raimo Pedersen.
Whoa, Nelly, R. Guys laying down some naughty numbers. Raimo Pedersen, you need a cold shower after that?
It looks like Puppy Dog from Hell is pushing hard to catch up to Mr. Bang. The gap is over a second, but Puppy Dog from Hell is not giving up just yet. Can they close the distance and make a move on Mr. Bang?
It's a nail-biting race for sure, with both drivers showing incredible skill and determination. But Mr. Bang is not going to give up their position easily. This is going to be a battle to the very end, with Puppy Dog from Hell and P10 doing everything they can to catch up.
This is what high-octane racing looks like. Our guy is breathing down the neck of Raimo Pedersen, not giving him any room to relax.
The chase.
Sorry to cut in here. Well, if it isn't YOV, the wild wallaby of the track, hopping right off the tarmac. Things are heating up as our guy closes in on Raimo Pedersen. The gap between them is down to practically nothing.
This is the moment where legends are made. These drivers will go down in history as the ones who fought tooth and nail for the top spot.
Yovi's so far off pace, they might be better off in a hearse. At least then someone would be pushing from behind. While Chris Ilduke, breaking news folks, looks like that's a mistake from Chris Ilduke. This could be costly. If I had $1 for every time our guy closed a gap like this, I'd have enough for a pint at the local. Get ready, Raimo Pedersen, the thunder from down under is coming. It's game on now. Our guy has closed the gap to Raimo Pedersen. It's now down to 1.4 seconds. This is what racing is all about. Two fierce competitors pushing each other to the limit.
It's a battle of nerves now. Who will make the first mistake? Puppy Dog from Hell or YOV? This is high-stakes racing.
Puppy Dog from Hell's on the back foot here, struggling to keep up with YOV. Like a dingo after a roadrunner. It's a close race between YOV and Chris Ilduke in 8th. Well, I'll be a monkey's Uncle Hal, but Yovi's plans have gone walkabout right now. They're having a proper Barry Crocker keeping up with Chris Ilduke. Sorry to cut in here, looks like Runner and Tuniton's playing in the dirt. Took me back to when I tried rallying in my mum's old sedan. Good times, expensive repairs.
Seems like Runner Tunitan's off-roading it. You know, like my attempts to adult. All over the place.
It's an intense battle for position as Puppy Dog from Hell tries to outmaneuver YOV. This is edge of your seat racing. Puppy Dog from Hell just blitzed past YOV, like they were standing still. It's a thrilling pursuit as Chris Ilduke is right behind Puppy Dog from Hell, keeping the pressure on for 9th place. It looks like Chris Ilduke is making a move. The gap to Puppy Dog from Hell is now down to 0.4 seconds. The adrenaline is pumping as Puppy Dog from Hell gets within striking distance of YOV in their race for 8th. Well, I'd raise a toast to that move. Cheers to Puppy Dog from Hell for nabbing 8th.
Y'all ever see a hot rod at a country fair? Puppy Dog from Hell's giving me those vibes right now with that ascent.
The fans are on the edge of their seats. It doesn't get any closer than this. Tyre degradation's a right pain in the arse, but Runner and Tuniton's handling it like a champ. Getting real up close and personal with our guy, aren't they? Someone's revved up after lunch. Runner and Tuniton's blitzed ahead, claiming 4th. Whoa there, our guy is sticking to Runner and Tuniton like glue. You reckon Runner and Tuniton's feeling the pressure? 'Cause I sure would. Remember when we thought our guy had peaked? Think again, they're harnessing every— Sorry to cut in here. Oh, mate. That's how the old man used to drive after a couple of bevies at the pub. Not the right line, but definitely entertaining.
Lord have mercy. Puppy Dog from Hell must have seen a ghost or thought they spotted Bigfoot. That was one wild turn.
Gee whiz, our guy is breathing down Runner and Tuniton's neck. Wouldn't want to be in Runner and Tuniton's rearview mirror right now. It's getting crowded. Things are getting spicy as YOV is breathing down Puppy Dog from Hell's neck. The gap? Mate, you couldn't slide a credit card between them. And YOV has just won the place from Puppy Dog from Hell.
Yes, but they have to keep pushing hard. This race is far from over, and anything can happen. YOV needs to stay focused and keep driving with skill and determination.
It's neck and neck, the closest battle we've seen in a while. The tension is palpable. Who will come out on top in this epic showdown?
Should things go south between our guy and Runner Tuniton, we might witness a high-speed game of bumper cars, but trust me, it's way less fun with real race cars.
Chris Duke wants to get into Puppy Dog from Hell slipstream. Incredible, Chris Duke is caught in a fierce battle, with breathing down their neck 0.1 seconds away, and Puppy Dog from Hell just ahead with a gap of 0.2 seconds. It's a test of their racing skills. It's a challenging situation for Chris Duke. They're sandwiched between their fierce competitors, 0.1 seconds away, and Puppy Dog from Hell 0.2 seconds ahead. They'll need to stay sharp and find an opportunity to make a move. The gap between Argai and Runner Tuneden is razor thin as they vie for fourth in this nail-biting contest.
These two are putting on a masterclass in precision driving. Every turn, every acceleration, calculated to perfection.
I tell you what, Argai has got more problems than a maths book right now. Runner Tuneden is leaving them in a cloud of dust. Superb driving from Argai, who with that overtake has gained a position in the race.
Dang, if Argai keeps this up, we'll need to douse the track. Smokin' hot move to fourth.
Even though Ancient Volvo is a fair way behind Superman, they can't afford to let their guard down. Superman is still vulnerable to mistakes. Ancient Volvo's gaining on Superman faster than a rattlesnake on a mouse. The gap's now down to 5.8 seconds. And we're back, where the drivers are showing us some incredible skills.
Indeed, Rob, it's always exciting to see these skilled machines on the tracks. I mean, drivers. I always get them confused.
Phew, talk about foreplay. Runner Tuneden and Argai are really teasing us here. I haven't seen this much anticipation since my first date. Crikey, Runner Tuneden's looking like they've been caught in a rip, struggling to keep up with the pace set by Argai. Hope they find their feet soon. Buckle up, Yoff, is all over Mr. Bang like a cheap suit. Are we about to see some wheel-to-wheel action?
With the way YOV is stalking Mr. Bang, you'd think they're trying to figure out what they had for breakfast this morning.
It's like David versus Goliath out there. Yoff just slung a stone and gained ground, while Mr. Bang is left searching for footing. This is where legends are made. Which driver will rise to the occasion and claim victory?
Now, that's some driving, y'all. Mr. Bang is putting the
Breaking update. Looks like Janusz forgot they weren't at Bondi Beach, taking a dive like that.
Dang, Janusz is swerving around like me chasing a sale at the car parts store. Always ends up being a wild ride.
Alright, hold your horses. Mr. Bang is really putting the heat on YOV. If I were YOV, I'd be checking those mirrors non-stop. It seems like Mr. Bang is struggling. Their last lap time wasn't as good as Yovi's. It's a game of inches now as Puppy Dog from Hell tails Chris Duke closely, ready to capitalize on any mistake. Fantastic move from Puppy Dog from Hell, who has just gained a position. Let's talk about tire degradation. Hal, how does it affect the car's handling, and what do drivers need to do to adapt to the changing conditions?
Tire degradation can significantly impact handling, Rob. As the tires wear, the grip reduces, and drivers need to adjust their braking points, cornering speeds, and throttle application to maintain control of the car.
The intensity is off the charts as Runner Tuneden hounds Argai, both drivers pushing themselves to the absolute limit.
Runner Tuneden is following Argai so closely, they could start charging them rent for occupying the same space on the track.
Things are looking as crook as Rookwood for Runner Tuniton, lagging behind Argyle and the gap stretching out like a long country road. They'll need to find some extra grunt to flip this situation. As the laps tick by, Puppy Dog from Hell finds themselves in 9th. Every moment counts.
They say racing's a game of nerves, and Puppy Dog from Hell's surely holding theirs, keeping that 9th spot warm.
Puppy Dog from Hell's ripping it up out there, going harder than a roux on a trampoline and leaving Chris Ilduke in their wake. Hold on to your hats. Runner Tuniton is gunning for Argyle. Reckon we might see some cheeky moves on the next bend?
That's right. Runner Tuniton is determined to pass Argyle and secure a higher position.
Good news for Runner Tuniton, the gap to Argyle has decreased. It's now down to 0.7 seconds.
This is where the pressure really starts to build. Both drivers will need to stay calm and focused if they want to come out on top.
Oh, this is getting intense. Mr. Bang is just behind YOV.
The only thing closer than Mr. Bang to YOV right now is the paint on their cars. Talk about a close encounter.
At this stage of the race, Janusz is holding on to 6th. Anything can happen from here.
Definitely wrong, but they can't afford to get complacent. They have to keep pushing hard to stay in the game.
On the final lap now, and Superman looks like they might just wrap up this win. And that, folks, is how it's done. A solid performance and great win from Superman.
What a result for Superman. They'll be absolutely thrilled with that performance, and rightly so. They really put in the work and it's paid off in spades.
Ancient Volvo never gave up. They drove with heart and determination, ultimately securing a well-deserved second-place finish. That was an outstanding performance from Raimo Pedersen. They fought hard and took the final spot on the podium. Coming in 4th, 5th and 9th we have Argyle, Runner Tuniton and Puppy Dog from Hell. Janusz takes 6th. Taking 7th is YOV. Finishing 8th is Mr. Bang.